Hello everybody and welcome on in to another LEGO Marvel custom minifigure series on my channel. Today we are checking out my custom LEGO Marvel What If Season 3 minifigure series. The figures in this series were shown all throughout Season 3 of the show, and while some of them may not have been that interesting, I tried to include at least one figure from every episode. So without further ado, let's get on straight into the first figure, which of course from episode 1 I chose Sam Wilson in his Gamma War suit. Now of course this isn't his mech suit, this is his just regular outfit, which really is just the base Captain America outfit. However, I wanted to make some changes to him, of course, incorporating some different feels as well as making him look a little bit cartoony. So for that, I gave him his signature hairpiece, the one that came in the first LEGO Marvel minifigure series, as well as brand new face and torso printing. That torso printing has some sidearm printing there with black gloves, and I did not just give him any leg printing as it doesn't really show any on the actual character model. I also gave him the laptop in which the code that Bruce Banner makes for him is on. And moving on into episode 2, we have Agatha Harkness. This of course is her celestial form from when she takes all the powers of the Eternal. And now this figure actually was one of my favorites to the design. I gave her a brand new hairpiece coming with that crown on top, which has a little bit of transparent purple there with a base purple. Of course that hairpiece also has some purple streaks going throughout it, which I think would be really cool to see, especially on the base white. Her skin tone there is the transparent purple glitter, which showed up on the Orion figure from the Space minifigure series. I also gave her brand new face, torso, and dress printing, with that torso printing carrying down to the dress, as well as some side arm printing. And I didn't use any black lines for the figure, as I think that would have popped too much, and I wanted to give off that celestial kind of transparency look. From here we move on into one of my favorite episodes, and for the figure I chose the Red Guardian. Of course, this is a figure that I've been wanting for so long, especially in a basic normal form like this as the younger version. So for that, I created a brand new figure altogether, having a brand new print for that Captain America helmet piece there in that dark red, as well as for the shield too, as the one that we got from that Black Widow set was a 2x2 round tile, which I don't think really gave the shield justice. Of course, as another accessory, I gave him one of the Super Soldier Serum packets, as that was a really prominent part of this episode, as well as brand new printing on the legs, which are dual molded with some sidearm printing on the torso, and the torso is a little updated. However, it is the basics of the torso that we got from the Black Widow sets. For episode 4, it was a bit harder trying to find a character, as I wanted to choose a character that was a standout in this episode. So I ended up drawing Darcy Louis, and while she isn't really the most exciting character, just coming with a brand new face print, torso print, and leg printing with the minimalist printing, I did decide to give her her egg as an accessory, which is a bit weird. However, I think that it fits nicely. I also gave her the Aquaman hairpiece in brown, just to show that really she had been just running and trying to keep that egg safe for such a long time. And now moving on into the characters that I think are just a little bit more interesting than the ones prior to this. Of course, the first 4 episodes of the season I thought were a little bit boring. Nonetheless, though, starting off episode 5, here we have Ironheart in her Vision tech. Now this figure was so fun to design. I got to design a brand new hairpiece there, which is like the Darth Maul hair horn piece, I guess, with those black braids of course being there, which look really cool, as well as a brand new face print with some blue eyes, which I think just really encaptures that powered up look, as well as a brand new torso print with some side arm printing, as well as torso printing that carries down into the legs with side leg printing. Of course, the figure itself is a mixture of Vision, as well as I wanted to incorporate the Iron Man look, so for a figure like that it would have had a lot of detail. I also included some Power Blast pieces in blue as accessories. Also from episode 5, I decided to make the main villain, this being Mysterio in his decayed form, and for him I kept with LEGO's theme, making those new plastic rubber capes, which look so good. And for him, I did his in that magenta purple with some gold accents at the front, which just look so cool. And I would really like to see this for a Mysterio figure in the future. Of course, he has all brand new printing, coming with some side arm printing there, and for accessories, I gave him 2 lightning bolts, as I couldn't really find anything else that he would have used. And I think that's something these minifigure series are missing, is having 2 characters from the same show that fight in the show, and putting them in the series so that you can pit them against each other once you have the minifigures. Moving on into episode 6, my first figure I made was Shang-Chi from 1872, and while this figure may look a little boring, it was my excuse to update the Shang-Chi face print. And yeah, for him, I gave him a brand new face print, as well as brand new torso and leg printing, like all the figures in the series. I also gave him some side leg printing there with some side arm printing, of course incorporating his scarf with his signature patterns there in that red, as well as giving him an accessory which was a lasso and a brand new hat and hair combo, being that cowboy hat with a little bit of hair poking out underneath. From the same episode, I made the villain, that being the Hood, of course the 1872 version, which actually ends up being his sister, so I incorporated the hairpiece that she used in the actual Lego sets and just moved it down a bit to cover her eyes, of course, as we do not see that. That is incorporated into the hood piece, making it a brand new piece. I also gave her a cape in that dark red, some brand new torso printing with a slight bit of sidearm printing there. No printing on the legs, of course, as the figure itself, or the character in the show, isn't really that detailed. However, having her chain flail as an accessory, as that was really cool to see. And now moving on into the final 2 episodes, the first one I made was Infinity Ultron. This, of course, is his redeemed look. And while it may not be the version with the cape or the helmet, I actually made that version for my Lego Marvel Advent calendar from 2024. So if you want to go check that out, it's up on my Instagram right now. For him, I gave him the same face print actually that I made for that figure, having that green as the backdrop with the dark red face, as in a lot of the images that is what he looks like. Of course, I also created a brand new shoulder pad piece there for him with his helmet being retracted at the back. He also has some side arm printing, as well as for an accessory I gave him one of the 5th dimension shards. Now this plays a crucial role into the episode, and I thought it'd be fun to include. And the final figures from the final episode, the first one I knew I had to create was the Eminence, and this was such a cool figure to make, as I got to create a brand new head mold for him, of course, incorporating that big fig head with just a blue collar around it, of course. That is a brand new face expression there, just looking so cool, just upsized really, and that's definitely what they should have done with the Watcher minifigure that we got. Nonetheless though, I also gave him a brand new cape piece, some side arm printing, as well as the big fists in this transparent purple as the accessory for the figure. Of course, to fight the Eminence, I had to include one of the exiles, and this, of course, was Captain Carter in her ultimate form. Now, I didn't really understand this plot point in the episode, however, it was kind of cool getting to see her fight. The figure isn't really anything different from her actual version that came in the first Lego Marvel minifigure series, just having updated printing all around and using the same hairpiece. And for the final figure in the Season 3 What If CMF series from Episode 8, we have Uatu The Watcher in his ultimate battle form. I used the same cowl piece that came in his actual figure, as well as a different cape, the same one that is used by the Mandalorian, this time in blue. I also gave him shoulder pauldrons in blue just to give him a bit more bulk, as I didn't use the same head mold as the Eminence, as his is a bit smaller actually. I also gave him a brand new torso print, leg printing, side arm printing, side leg printing, and for an accessory I gave him the Power Blast pieces in pink. And there you guys have it, every single figure from my Lego Marvel What If Season 3 CMF series. Now of course, the set would not be complete without the final box art. So here you guys have it. Set number is 76356, keeping up with my theme and number of the boxes. There are 12 to collect. This is, of course, Series 3, labeled by the Season 3, of course, in the bottom, and there are a couple figures scattered throughout the front of the box. But of course, it wouldn't be done without the big box in which all these small boxes are housed. So here you guys have it. Of course, on the side is the Watcher Uatu displayed with the, of course, right logos corresponding to the theme and the box art. Anyways, guys, there you have it. If you guys did go on to enjoy the video, please make sure to subscribe and like the videos. It shows me what you guys like to see, as well as it pushes me out to more people who may be interested in this content. And if you guys thought that any figures were missing, don't worry, they are coming up in my next CMF series. Anyways, guys, thank you, Happy New Year, and let's start the year off right.